My name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, our last video that we did a couple of days ago now, this is the model that we used. And as a little refresher, before we go on to the subject for today, because these are all these videos in one way or another, they interlock, they're tied together. So this one is, creating your world is easy. Why? The way you create your world is a habit. Yes. And that habit you practice over and over and over. Now your world is created inside. Now if you recall from the last video, and I'll reference it up here, this represents a spaceship. Not much of one, but it's a spaceship. And you're sitting inside of it, or at least that's our model. And outside is all kinds of information that's coming to you. And in your spaceship, you are using antenna and instruments to determine what that information is. And you bring it inside of you, and here is your little data bank of information. And from that, you look at that data from the outside through your instrumentation, and you determine on this little screen what is outside of you. Because this little screen is your model of your best guess that is outside of you. The essence of this model, you don't know what's outside of you. And there's another video on that, and I'll reference that. Because you think there's stuff outside of you, and you forget easily in the illusion that all that is outside of you is energy unmanifested until you put a meaning on it when you make your inside model. So you create your world like that. You look out, you look out, you look out. You think you're seeing stuff outside. You're not. Your eyes, your senses, all of them pick up information. They don't tell you nothing on a conscious level. All that information goes through your little data banks, and you filter it and look at it and massage it to try to figure out what's outside of you, and you make a guess of what's outside of you. But you're sure you know what it is in the illusion. So that's what we talked about last time. So in a minute, we're going to come up with a new subject. And this is our subject for today. And it says manifesting. So in some way, this is going to affect how you view manifesting. Do you know how energy is shaped? Do you know how energy is shaped? Oh, that's going to be interesting. Now, on our little diagram here, on our little board, we have a little stick figure. And I hope it shows up for you, because that's all I draw, stick figures. A round stick figure is energy. Now, it's your energy. So you are an energy being. You might not thought about yourself like that, but you have all kinds of systems inside of you, electromagnetic and chemical signals. And those signals, when they are going on, are radiating an energy field. Now that energy field we call aura. So this represents your aura. How neat is that? So you radiate out energy. Now energy, I'm going to read from here, is never static. Never rests. It is always moving, and it is constantly creating different energy patterns. Constantly creating differently. You can't destroy it. You can only transform the energy. And when the little stick figure goes away, the energy is transformed into something else. So you are always radiating energy. Now, what happens to that energy when you are radiating it and you run into another energy field? See, by itself, this field just interacts with itself. Not too exciting. Oh, by the way, I'm having a little America's favorite, or one of them, a little Lipton tea with apple cider. A good combination. It's quite good. Now, so we have to put another energy field into our diagram. Now, I'm not going to be as neat as I was with this one. So we have another energy field. I'll draw a little bit different so you can tell them apart. And this energy field radiates too. It's radiating. Now, I'm showing it on a two-dimensional board, but it's actually three-dimensional, or maybe more. So this other stick figure, representing somebody else, is radiating at a frequency that is always changing, and it's always moving, and it is always bumping into other energy fields. And this is what I want you to get. We are bumping in to energy fields all the time. Now, when energy fields interact, in this case, we're talking about us. And I'm only going to talk about two energy fields right now. In the next video, I'll expand that so you get an idea of how complicated these energy fields can get. But right now, I want you to be aware or notice that this field is interacting with the other field in many different ways. They're touching each other. They're interacting. Now, when you have two ways that these fields interact. One is called constructive, and the other one is called destructive. And it has to do with the phase between the two. So when this energy field here encounters this energy field here, if they are in phase with each other, this relating energy field, now I want you to see this. There is another energy field that is created. That is created. I want you to, I don't know how to draw it real good, but there's another energy field that is created when these two come together. Now, if they're in phase, they'll amplitude will double and the trough will double. The energy involved will double. It'll be the sum of this one and the sum of this one. If they're out of phase, 180 degrees, this won't be here. It'll be zero. It will be nothing there because they're out of phase with each other. They won't even interact. You won't even recognize this other energy system. Now we have two levels. They're going to double. We call that good vibes. They cancel each other out because they're out of phase. Bad vibes. So we go from good to bad. And depending on these two fields, anything in between. Anything in between. So as this person and this person changes, attitude, they don't feel good, they have money problems, however they radiate, and they come together, this resulting energy system will fluctuate, go all over the place. Now, you may think, I want you to, if you are familiar with biorhythms, or I forgot what it's called, sound waves that are slightly off from each other. It's not biowaves, it's bio something. When you put in one ear one frequency and in the other ear another frequency that are off from each other, the brain will create an inside frequency, which is a difference between the two. It will create it. It's only real within the mind. It's only real within the mind. You can't hear it outside. Other people won't hear it. It'll only be you because you're creating it inside. Now this, when this comes together, it's kind of like that. This is an energy system. You are radiating, and this other person is radiating. Now, I might have got a little ahead of myself here because I've made it so messy. So you're going to have to use your imagination. So I'll try to make it a little bit different. When this happens, and there's an energy field out here, which is the difference between these two here, the interaction between these two here. Okay? There is a reflection back to you. So I'll make it real. This is information about this energy system. This energy system has information about you and about the other person. So they get a reflection back. Now this is why I wanted you to think of those biorhythms. Because when this comes back, the reflection, it has your energy in it and the energy of the other person. That creates this inside energy. If you look real close, the way I've drawn it might be a little messy, but that's how relationships are. You think they're fixed. No, they're constantly moving because the energy of both parties is constantly changing. What they like, what they don't like, times of cycles of the year, cycles of the moon, all kinds of things affect this energy system, or sometimes in therapy I call this is the relationship. If this has good vibes, you got a good relationship. If this has bad vibes, moving in the negative direction, we can't communicate, we're not talking to each other, he doesn't understand me, she won't listen to me, all kinds of things come up within this relationship. Now, getting back to the reflection, you are hearing, now I got to relate to the ears and the biorhythms so that you kind of get the idea. You're picking up the reflection. The reflection is going inside, and it has your frequency, your aura, and it has the information from the other person. You will filter out your aura. This is your belief system, basically. So based on your belief system, you are moving your information out of the total reflection. What's left? What you believe about them. What you think they're trying to tell you. That's what's here. They're doing the same thing. They're taking in information, taking their part out, because that's how they filter it, and what's left is your part of the information. Now, what do they do with that? They filter it again through their belief system, and they either say, oh, he's just having a bad day, or she's having a bad day, or you say, well, this is serious. He never listens to me. Look I can show you evidence, and you will show evidence that you don't have good vibes. You have negative information in here about each other. Now, why is this important? Because we're talking about manifesting. Let's see what the Course in Miracles says, because I have a little description here about Course in Miracles. All meaning that you give to the world outside, this is outside, must thus reflect the sight you saw within. I'll say that again. All meaning that you give to your world outside must thus reflect the sights you saw within you. The way you radiate first has to be in here. Your outside is a direct reflection of what you create inside. Now, what does this have to do with manifesting? Now we're going to change this a little bit because I'm going to take this one out. Now, what do you want when you manifest? You want something. So I'll put a little square here. This is what you want. It's radiating. I don't know if I have to take all this out, but I'll see what I can do here. Okay, this is radiating. Okay, I got to get you the idea here. This is radiating. This energy here in the infinite energy system is radiating at a certain frequency, and it represents what you say you would like to have. Say, oh, I'm going to manifest. I'm going to have an affirmation. I'm going to have visualization. I'm going to have a vision board. I'm going to do all kinds of stuff. But this is your aura. This is the radiated aura of what you want. And say, now I've done this before, so it should start to look kind of familiar. So if this, what you want is 100 hertz or radiation cycles per second, and you over here are radiating at 50 hertz cycles per second. This energy between you, is it going to be good vibes or bad vibes? Now let's look at this again. This is what you want. This is in the infinite energy field of everything. This is in the all. This is in the universe. This is consciousness. And this is what you want. You say you want. This is not going to change, period. The universe is not going to change. It's everything. There's nothing it can change to. It's everything. Now you say, oh, I want this. That's 100. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say all kinds of affirmations and think happy thoughts and stuff. And this is going to change to match my frequency. Now, in another life, in another tone, I'd say, what have you been smoking? This isn't going to change. If you want to match that, who's got to change? If this isn't going to change, and this is what you want, and to get that, you have to vibrate at 100 hertz. Good vibes come in together. No, I'm going to say a few happy words, and you can go on the internet, YouTube, and you'll have sites that will give you the perfect affirmation to have this change to match you. You're in an illusion. This is the infinite, all-knowing, everything of the universe. Consciousness. This is what you want, and it's vibrating at it's not going to go down to 50. If you want to track this, what do you have to do? You have to make some changes to bring you up to what you want. You know, it's kind of sad sometimes. I look a lot at YouTube, and I see all these sites telling people how to convince the universe to give them what they want. And they'll have things like, oh, Three things to know the universe is going to change and give you what you want. It's going to change and give you, because then your frequency will be together, give you what you want. There's few that says just what I said. You want this at 100 hertz and it's not going to change? Who has to change? Who has to change? You. Simple as that. Now, how do you change? How do you change your radiating system? We haven't talked about that. See, you radiate because of what you believe, what you've been programmed to do, what you think, all in the subconscious. So you are radiating a tremendous amount of energy, all from what you're doing inside of you. So your aura is dependent on you. And if you want to radiate differently, move up to 100, you got to change. You got to move from 50 to 100. You have to change your subconscious mind. Not your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is so small. You know, we think, oh, I know everything. Conscious mind knows everything. Knows nothing. And compared to the subconscious. Your subconscious mind, 95% of the time, is running the ship. When you think the conscious mind is going to do it, you're going to end up in trouble. Because it doesn't know how. It operates so slow. It's so small. It does have some effect, but it will not override the subconscious mind. It's the subconscious mind with its programming, with its belief system, that you have to change. How do you change that? As we've said many times, you got to heal the past. You got to let go of what's already gone. Course in Miracles says that. You got to let go of what's already gone. So what's the sense of holding on to it? It's gone. But we believe, oh no, I can't change nothing. This is the way I am. I told you, all of this changes. All of this, there's nothing fixed at all. And you can change because you created it. Now, do you see how manifesting works through the energy systems? This is, to me, it seems so fundamental, but yet so many people chase the dream that they don't have to do nothing, and the universe is going to give them everything. Oh, you got to do something. What's your goal? Ultimately, the goal that is meaningful is to be happy. Because when you're happy, everything falls into place. Be good to yourself. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time here in the illusion. See if you can change who you are to match what you want. You're not going to convince this to change. It's you that has to change. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. Let go of what is no longer important and change who you are.